Hello friends and potential friends. Well, my time's getting pretty short here. I figured I better catch you up on how well I did or did not do with some of the propagation I've been trying to do. Start off with, that is some of Mom's perennial catnip. Just grows wild here. And turns out that Mamba loves that stuff. I gave him a twig of that and he'll be bouncing off the walls of the van for the next 2 or 3 days. So I figured I'd better take some home with me, if I can get it there. So I dug up a couple of small plants of it and I put them in these pots over here. That was the first one I did. That one actually went into shock for about half a day and then it stood back up. This one here, when I planted it, it never even slowed down. It just kept on growing. And they're both about twice as big as they were when I put them in there. I'm just hoping now I can get them all the way back to Florida without Mamba discovering them. Because he's going to know they're in the van as soon as I put them in there. The other things I got over here, this is a cutting off of the big plum tree. I had it in this pot of water over here, along with these other cuttings, and it started growing leaves. So I went ahead and I put it in the ground here. And it's been doing okay, although right now it looks like it's losing some of its leaves, so I'm not sure if that one's going to make it. But as you can see, I've got some more over here, and they're still just in water. That's not a leaf, right, or not a root there, but I see some little nubs on there, like these are trying to grow roots. So I decided I'm just going to keep them in the water for right now. And I'm going to take them back to Florida that way. And then I'll repot them once I get to Florida. Now as for the mulberries, well, mulberries have been a struggle for me this year. These are some cuttings that I took quite a while ago. And I used rooting hormone and put them in the soil. They promptly dropped all of their leaves, and so far I'm not seeing any signs of life, but I'm not ready to give up on them yet. However, yesterday I did go out and take some more cuttings, put them in water, and again I'm going to keep these ones in the water until I get back to Florida and see if I can possibly get some of them to grow. Other stuff that we've been propagating, Mom's been doing real good with basil. We bought a little bit of the broadleaf basil. I think she bought one plant of it at the nursery. Brought it home and we took cuttings off of it, and now she's got this one here and this one here, and there's another one over there, and I believe there are a couple in the green stalk back there. And we've been eating basil on tomato sandwiches, and incidentally, if you can find this purple Ruffles basil, it has a delicious taste when mixed with a tomato. My new favorite sandwich, incidentally, is now BBLT. Bacon, basil, lettuce, and tomato. And quite frankly, when I use this purple Ruffles basil, the lettuce is optional. Delicious sandwich. But the purple Ruffles is not taking well to growing cuttings. We got 4 of them here, and it looks like all 4 of them are struggling. We still have a plant out in the main garden, but these cuttings are not doing very well. Let's see what else we got around here. Just a quick aside, and this is not really involving propagation, but this is our little plum tree, and it is finally starting to ripen these fruit. So far they've been pretty solid, pretty hard, and still rather tart. But I'm hoping that the fact that they're changing these colors so well means that they might be ripening pretty soon. And on the subject of plums, you see that tree right up there above the roof? It's actually growing between the two buildings, and that turned out to be another plum tree, except that one, the plums are yellow. And I got up here, I actually had to climb up on the roof the other day, and I picked all the plums off of there because they turned out to be the sweetest plums that I've found on this property yet. So they're all in the house, and I believe Mom is gonna turn them into jams and jellies. But those were really good plums. Now, as to my first ever attempt at air layering, it's not looking too promising so far. This is the mulberry tree over here, and neither one of these really seem to hang on to any life. But I'm going to go ahead and pull them off of there and see if there's any root development at all. Now let go of me. Not a bit. That one never even tried to grow any roots. Might as well take it off of there. Nope. Think you can see where I cut the bark off of it, but it should have started trying to grow some roots from right here. Not a one. So that one was an utter failure. This one might be the same case. Although I think this one stayed green a little while longer when I first started it. And once again, not a thing. Not one sign of root development. I'll take that one off of there too. So the mulberries did not take to the air layering at all. And the big problem is it's just so dry around here. I would have had to been adding water to those things 2 or 3 times a day just to have any chance of getting them to stay alive. Let's go over and see what the plums are looking like. There might possibly be a little bit more favorable situation over there. This one here I don't think has a chance. That one pretty much died off shortly after I did the cutting. This one actually kept some leaves on it for quite a while after I did the air layering. But again, It was drying out so fast I simply couldn't keep up with it. So we may see some development of roots in this one. I doubt if we will in this one over here. Let me see what we got. Okay, first the one that I don't think did anything. And I'm right, it did nothing. Take that off of there. Absolutely nothing. Now this one, there's a slight possibility there may have been some root development, but I don't think it lasted. Well, again, I'm not seeing any root development. Nope. Somehow it managed to keep some green leaves on it for a while, but it didn't develop any roots where I cut it. Possibly some small nubs right there. That's about it. So what I'm going to draw as a conclusion from this is that trying to do air layering in a high desert climate probably won't work out real well unless you can be out there watering those things constantly. So I hope some of my cuttings make it, because I really would like to get some of those mulberries and plums growing back in Florida if I can. I'll see you next time.